right now. Okay, guys, good afternoon. This is Friday, October the 26th, year 2018, and we're holding today our fifth session, which is meant for the overview on the IELTS. Um, Today we have a new participant, Paola Catherine Duran. She had been absent for the last four sessions. So I want you, Paola Catherine, to introduce to your classmates on this session, please. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Catherine Duran. I am 20 years old. I live in Bosa with my parents and my sisters. I'm studying degree in English. I have to finish brackets, the career, to study dental mechanics. And I like the reading and dancing. And I have this with this course and call stronger more language and lose the fear of having spoken and science in my English is not so good.
You said you are calling us from Bosa.
Yes, I live in Boston.
Okay, good. And what semester are you taking at UNAD?
Then
10th semester. Okay. And how old are you, please?
I'm 20 years old.
20? 20,
22.
23 years old. Okay.
No, 22.
22 years old. All right. I was just checking your Edmodo grades, and uh, Catherine, you had none of the grades for Edmodo either. However, I was double checking just now, and now they appear. So I was talking to the tutor, and she told me to register your grades uh, for the Edmodo practice, which is mandatory for everyone, right, guys? You have to keep working on those Edmodo listening exercises. So now you have a 9, a 10, an 8, and a 4 for the last listening practice, Catherine. All right?
All right.
You cannot put it off. You'd better do it right away. You have Monday through Sunday to finish those exercises every single week. Mm, well, uh, we're going to go through the overview for the, well, yes. Today we're going to go through the overview. So that's kind of a summary on the speaking part of the IELTS. Then next class, we will be focusing only on the first part of the test. Then on class number 7, we will be focusing on the second part, and then in the last class on the third. So today is like the overview. We're gonna go over the parts superficially, okay? And then we will go in depth in the other sessions. Uh, so it is my task. It is my purpose to check if you guys have been watching the videos and everything. So, Tatiana Witron, what do you know about the IELTS and about the speaking section of the IELTS? And my question: do you know the meaning of IELTS?
Okay, in the video, they show different strategies to improve our skills and say that it is important fluency and also take into account
Okay,
like
okay, Tatiana.
losing work.
Okay, thank you. Alejandra Tapasco, do you know the meaning of IELTS? What do the letters LTS stand for?
Is the system international? for to know about our fluency and how is our English, our level,
This is
right?
International Language Testing Service, exactly, okay?
Okay.
International Language Testing Service, all right. Paola Catherine, what's the highest grade that you can get on the IELTS?
With the citizen is an international English language testing system, and its official examination of English of high recognition worldwide. The exam is administered with the private school, Australia, and Cambridge English.
Yes,
And
yes, but my question was different. Excuse me. I was asking you, what's the highest grade you can get on the speaking portion of the test?
the speaking in the this exam,
Yes.
uh, and it's considering three parts. And the first is that you talk about yourself and topic that, and
No, focus on my question. Listen to the questions. I don't want you to read any information from the screen. I need you to concentrate on my questions because this is so typical of students here that they stand reading things just like that and they don't even know what they are answering, okay? So my question is yes or no? Do you know what's the highest grade on the exam? Like what's the highest score you can get?
no.
Okay. Does anybody know?
Um, Tutor, I watched the video. Can you hear me?
Yes?
I was reading, I was watching this video, and this give us some advices. But first, this take this topic about scores, and I don't understand good this first topic, this first part that I think is until nine is the last point.
The
It's
whole
about
exam,
your question.
the whole exam is over 9. Yes. It's
Okay,
actually,
nine.
the exam has got 10 different bands, but it
Uh-huh.
begins from band 0. So taking into account bands from band 0 to band 9, which is the highest, there are actually 10 bands. Okay? So that's what I wanted you to say. Band number 9 is the highest.
Okay, okay.
Okay? It wasn't
Okay.
in the video.
I
I was just asking you a random question. Probably you made some extra research as it is. Okay. So every section is graded over 9. All right. And I wanted to point out that a band 7 is considered to be good. Okay. And
okay.
actually, that's what universities demand. A band from 6.5 to 7.5. Okay. Now, for the first part of the exam, part 1, it's all about familiar topics. Okay, they will be asking you questions as in a regular interview. Okay, questions that are about, for example, the kind of place where you live, or what are the most interesting parts of the city where you live, things like that, like what you do for a living and the
Yeah.
regular kind of questions. Okay, then for part 2, in part 2, this is like the extended section. So they will have you describe either a place, a person, or an object, right? They will give you a card, and then you will be using this card to respond your questions. Okay. And for part 3, those are discussion questions based on the previous topic, but they are not asking from your personal point of view, but from people in general, right? Like questions, maybe for example, like what do people need to travel every day? So it's not only from your personal point of view, but from a big perspective. Okay, just speaking of from the big picture. So today we're going to get started with the first part to practice with. Okay, so
Okay.
uh, Santiago, how are you?
Question.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
Okay, we're going to start with the first part. I'm not going to show the pictures because when I do that, then you start reading and you don't listen. And the focus here is listening and speaking, okay? You've got to have your cameras on. If you don't have your cameras on, I won't count this participation. It's mandatory to have your cameras on. Question number 1. Santiago. You live in Putumayo, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to take the volume up on your microphone so that we can listen to you. So, what kind of place is it where you live? What kind of place is it? 1, 2, 3. Then, please, I need you to be quick. You know, this is our 5th session. You have to answer like this. Go ahead.
My town is a place. Forests. Is the town commercially?
Yes, what else?
Is the town
Okay, Santiago, we cannot listen to you like this. Paula Catherine, the question is for you now, okay?
Okay.
So you are from Bosa. What kind of a place is this?
This place is a resort. It's so big, Bolsa. It's cool, so really cool in diverse zones. I live in Bolsa Station, and it's good. It's not too bad. Yeah.
You have to turn your camera on, okay? I told you very clearly. What's the most interesting part of Bosa?
The most interesting with Bosa is the parks. It's upstairs on my house. It's beautiful. The people is good, and the park close, so not too much people, and this smoking. It's pretty. It's very this park.
Okay, you have to observe your grammar, Catherine, because when I was asking you, what kind of a place is this? And then you started saying, it's so big, Bosa. So you are double stating the subject. It's so big, Bosa. So you were supposed to say, Bosa is so big, right? And then you say, what is the most interesting part of it? And then you say, it's the parks. Parks is plural. It's a singular. And then you were saying that the people is good and the people are plural. Okay, so you have to say the people are good. And those are so basic things that you guys should already know very, very well. All right, then let's move on to the next question, Catherine. What kind of jobs do people do in Bosa? What kind of jobs do people do in Bosa?
Cat jobs in Bosa. Let me say, for a moment, please. Is jobs.
Repeat, please.
I don't know. I don't know what jobs. Dice que decir que trabajos.
In English, please. Jobs, yes. What kind of jobs do people do there?
Pues are here, and the people work in the hospital. It's later on my house. Um, Two is stylist, manicurist, is the typical jobs in here. Not much so big. Um, so
Okay.
not much big jobs. It's more jobs common. Nurse, electrical, manicurists, teachers, and here is still is much high school. Here is much high school, and not too much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, now,
Teacher, I can. I'm sorry, I don't have good signal. I'm not sure on the camera because I cannot hear and I can't hear what to say.
what was that?
I can set my camera
Why not?
because the signal is not so good in this moment because it's raining. It, and I can't hear what did they say.
But you had it on at the beginning and it was working just fine.
What? Sorry?
You had the camera on at the beginning and it was working just fine.
Okay.
Then. Okay. Tatiana, are you there? Tatiana Witron?
I am.
Julie, Tatiana. Try to speak up because it's very difficult to listen to you. For some reason, it's very
Okay.
difficult. Okay? Then,
Okay.
the question for you is this. The question
The
for
same
you.
question?
No, I'm going to change the question, okay? Well, it's kind of similar.
Okay.
So, what is it that you're from?
I'm from Pitalito, Huila.
Okay, Pitalito. All right. Then, what is Pitalito like? What is Pitalito like?
Pitalito is a fantastic place. It's a village, but it's a big village because here we can find different places like supermarkets, cinema. It's like a short city.
Okay, thank you.
We
Now,
can find taxis.
okay, that's good. Now, about your childhood, what was it like growing up there? What was it like growing up there?
I like that place because here can share with my friends because it's a fantastic place. Here is really Catholic, and my family is Catholic. Can are together, share with the people. The people here is really honest people, loyal, and for this reason, I like that this place.
Okay, thank you. Now, Alejandra Tapasco,
Yes.
you are from Pereira or Manizales? I'm kind of confused.
I am from Pereira, but right now I am sorry. I am from Manizales, but right now I am living in Pereira.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now, what is Pereira like? What is Pereira like? Alejandra? Alejandra. Okay, she's gone. Lisette, Lady Lisette Belandi, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what is Concepcion like?
Hi, teacher.
Sorry, tutor, can you hear me? Sorry.
You'll wait. I'm with Lisette now. Lisette, what is Concepcion like? Lady Lisette Belandia,
Yes, teacher.
answer the question. What is Concepcion like? You're from Concepcion, Santander. What is it like?
No, teacher, not. I am from Capitanejo, Santander.
Okay, excuse me. What is Capitanejo like?
Yes. Capitanejo is place and this place beautiful and
Okay, in English. Lady, in English.
Yes, Capitanejo, it's town. Is place beautiful?
You see, that's in
Cape
Spanish. You're saying
Verde,
Capitanejo is place beautiful. Don't you have to say Capitanejo is a beautiful place?
beautiful place, and
Do
Cape
it in
place.
English. Okay. Okay, you see. So go ahead.
Is people hardworking? Is people hardworking? And is fantastic place. Is tourist and climate is warm. I had gastronomic is very good and is place and
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to move on to Alejandra.
Sorry, I don't know. Maybe thinks of the demo because in this exactly moment when I want to respond, my internet fall. Okay.
Okay, but it's not gonna happen like that. Now, pay attention. So you are from Manizales, but you are
Yes.
currently living in Pereira. So now
Yes.
I'm gonna change my question.
Okay.
What was it like growing up in Pereira? What was it like growing up in Pereira?
I grew up in Manizales, tutor.
You grew up in Manizales.
Yes,
Okay.
in Manizales.
So and then I'm mistaken. What was it
Okay.
like growing up in Manizales?
Okay. Until my 5 years old, I was living in a farm. This farm is a little close from Manizales. And I was happy because you know that is very different when you are living in a city or that a farm. Because I enjoy doing different things like, for example, I was, how to say, teacher, coffee, taking coffee like my family because was a farm of coffee.
So you were
Yes.
coffee growers and you were picking
Yeah.
coffee.
Yes. I helped my father with this task,
Picking up.
and
Okay.
yes, also although I have 6 years, I take food until the place when there were these workers of my farm.
Yes.
I had, yes, okay, and after my 5 years old, we mudarnos. How to say mudarnos?
Two.
We moved to Manizales, and yeah, there normally life.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
So I was asking this question with like, and for example, when when Julie Tatiana was answering this question, she thought I was asking her like for example what she likes about the place where she lives, and it's not like that. Okay, when you hear questions with like, is because they are asking you for a description of the place, right? So in my last question to Alejandra, it was, what was it like growing up in Manizales, right? So it's a description of what her childhood was like. Was it a good infancy? Was it difficult growing up there? So that's what the question was asking, okay? A description of what life was like in the past. So I told you to have your cameras on, okay? So I'm not giving you like the same grade if your cameras are off. Talking behind the camera is not the same. I'm moving on to Paola Catherine again.
Yes.
Hey, Catherine, where did you grow up?
Sorry.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up is the number of the name, the girl.
The place. Where did you grow up?
Sorry, I'm understand.
I'm asking, where were you born?
Ah, I born in Swatch.
Okay, you were born in Soacha. And where did you grow up?
This is part and don't understand.
Yes, we grew up in a place like Alejandra Tapasco. She was born in a farm and she grew up in a farm until she was 5. Then she moved to Manizales. So Alejandra basically grew up between the farm and the city of Manizales. So where did you grow up?
I grew up as mm, mm, I don't know.
Okay. Let's move on to Tatiana Huitron. Where did you grow up?
Okay, I grew up in a village near Tupitalito. Its name is Oporapa-Huila. I live in that place with my grandparents and my parents. Was
Oh,
a fantastic place because um, in that place have a river, and in our childhood.
in that place had a river. No, there was a river in that place. Okay.
Okay. Okay, there was a river in that place. Um, we are together with my family and my parents, and also on weekends we went to enjoy to deep um, different things. And I remember that place in all moments of my life.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to share my camera with you temporarily. Uh, we're going to check here. Let's see. This card. Okay. So this is about part 2 of the exam, where you have to speak for a longer time. This is the candidate test card. It says, describe something you own, which is very important to you. Where you got it from, make sure you mention information regarding these questions. Where you got it from, how long have you had it, what you use it for, and explain why it is important to you, okay? So prepare your answer and I will be asking you about it. I'm not repeating, okay? Can you see the screen? Can you all guys see the screen? Alejandra, can you see the screen?
No, is okay right now. Yes.
Okay, so I don't know why people doesn't I mean, people don't respond. Julie, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Santiago, can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Paola Catherine, can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Prepare the answer, please. And Lady Lizette Belandia, can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Prepare the answer. Okay. Now,
Teacher, you.
I have already taken it away. Actually, this is oral, okay? You don't have to read any questions. So I'm going to repeat orally, okay?
Okay.
Because you're used to reading and reading. You just read, but you don't.
Okay.
You guys are not speaking anything.
Okay.
So it said, describe something you own,
Okay.
which is very important to you. You should say where you got it from, how long have you had it, what you use it for, and explain why it is important to you. And you are supposed to be talking for as long as 2 minutes, from 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So, Lady Lizette Belandia, go ahead. I wonder if you guys were on the real exam, you would get 0. honestly, because you take so long to answer, and real exams are, believe me, I'm extremely patient. You might say, oh, that teacher is an ogre, angry all the time, but no, in real life there are no repetitions. I've been asking you questions like ¿Dónde nació? And then, teacher, what did you say? Teacher, can you repeat? Where were you born? And then you say, I born in Bogota. And you're not using the verb to be. I was born in Bogota. So your basic grammar is faltering. Try to respond. Okay? So, Lady Lizette, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then, Paola Catherine Duran.
Yes, teacher.
Guess what? Go ahead. Answer the question. Okay. It means zero understanding, Lady Lizette Belandia, you're not answering anything. Paola Catherine, you're not answering anything either. Santiago?
Hello, teacher.
Answer the question.
Teacher, honestly, I don't understand the activity. I explained the teacher.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I even put it up on the screen. You had some time to read it. I read it 3 times for you, and still you don't understand it. So, Julie, Tatiana, go ahead.
Okay, teacher. The thing that is really important for me is my cell phone because
Yes, go ahead.
yes, because through that my cell phone I kept in contact with my family who live in other countries. I had my cell phone for maybe 5 years because when I in my birthday my parents give me a cell phone and that is really important for me. I
No,
consider that my addiction.
okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Tatiana, Alejandra Tapasco.
Okay. About this question, I think that my plants, because I find this in a cousin farm. I bring this, and from this day I love I love them. And from 1 year ago, so
What is it that you're talking about?
plants, uh, plants. It's
Yes, perfect. Is that
ah
I wasn't paying attention to you exactly. So it was my mistake. Okay, plants, that's
okay.
perfect.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
good. And how long have you had them?
1 year ago, so.
For 1 year.
Yeah, sorry. Again, every free day you send
Present,
me the same
present
mistake.
perfect.
Sorry.
Present perfect,
Oh,
we don't use ago. Okay, we use for only. So how long have you had these plants?
from 1 year, it's all. But
For
always
for one
from
year.
yeah, yes.
Ago is simple past. Like when did you get them? When? When did you get them? You say I got them 1 year ago, for example. Okay.
Yes, from 1 year. Sorry.
Okay,
I think
Teacher,
Santiago.
yes. Okay.
Excuse me, Santiago
teacher,
was writing to me that he responded my question. Did he respond my question? People.
Hello, sí.
Okay, go
teacher,
ahead, Santiago. Answer the question.
teacher, answer the question, Lisette.
Yes, but a different question because I need you to answer spontaneously. Not when you
Uh,
have time, not when you have time to check on the internet, to write answers behind the camera. No, I'm gonna ask you a different question, okay?
okay,
The same as Santiago. Look, I was just asking Santiago and he didn't answer. Then when I was interacting with Alejandra, then he started writing that he responded. So that's why I got distracted and couldn't listen to Alejandra correctly. And then I gave him the chance to speak and he mutes the phone, the microphone. Then here, Lady Lisette,
yes,
a different question,
teacher.
okay? A different question. Can you see the screen? Yes or no? Okay. It says, describe something you do to help others, okay? Make sure you respond questions to what do you do in this activity? How often do you do this activity? Who do you exactly help with this? And say why you do this, okay? So you can start speaking now. Lady Lisette,
Teacher, not observing the picture.
okay, you don't have to observe, you have to listen. I'm going to repeat. It says, describe something you do to help others. You should say what you do, how often you do this, who you help, and say why you do this. Go ahead.
Okay, teacher. And I help people in the moments. Uh, we all need help at some and help people is uh, important. and because because they are humans, begins need
What
the
do you
others.
mean? Do you mean begins?
Begins need the others.
Are you talking about
And
human beings? Human beings? I'm sorry, I guess you mean human beings. We are humans, okay? You say human beings.
humans beings. Human beings.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Try to complete your idea. Okay, Paola Catherine. Thank you, lady. Paola Catherine, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
The same question, okay? Listen. Describe something you do to help others. You should say what you do, how often you do this, who you help, and say why you do this. Go ahead.
The first question, I do in English in this moment. And the second question, I forget. What is it, the second question? I forget.
Okay, one thing is for sure, Catherine, you don't have to ask the questions one by one. This is just, those questions are just prompts for you to organize your ideas. In the whole thing that you express, you have to make sure you include the answers to these questions. But it's not answering like question number 1, and then question number 2, and then question number 3. No, it's like when you write a paragraph, you know?
Okay, okay.
You come up with a solid piece of writing that contains some information, but you're not answering like isolated items one by one. No. Okay, once again, describe something you do to help others. You should say what you do, how often you do this, who you help, and say why you do this. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. I'm studying English, and after and helps the wait moment, please. Um, I help in this this I help this, and I have to do the professional good professional in other parts of my life. Um, I forget it here. Um, creo que ya.
Okay. Alejandra Tapasco, what do you have to say? Please.
Maybe I am saying this question from this point of view, from Catholic or religion. Can I respond in this way? How can I help others?
Yes, because it's something that you do to help others. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Because I like, for example, when I am, I think it's easy way for help others. For example, if I am in a cafeteria or restaurant, and outside I can, or close of this place, I can see people that need food. I buy something here, I bring them.
Mm-hmm.
And how often? When I receive my pay for something, I have a little business for there. I lend money, and these people give me. It's a little business, teacher. How to say? I lend money, and they give me a percent every month.
Yes.
Because I am not working today.
They pay you interest.
Exactly. For example, I receive this money every month, and maybe when I have this money, I help them. in this way. And with who person or who helped me? My husband.
Excellent. Okay, very well. That's it. That's what you had to say. It's always very simple. You have to keep it simple. Don't start going off on a tangent talking on other things that are totally unrelated to the question. Answer the question straightforwardly. Make it in a simple way. I mean, the simple, the better. As long as you adhere to the question. Okay? All right. So I'm going to upload my grades for this session right away. Thank you very much. I need you to prepare very, very well for the first part of the exam for next class. Make sure you have your cameras active so that you can make a proper participation. And what else? Don't forget to do your listening practice on Edmodo. Okay, you have to take those listening tests right away. And that's it. So I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Okay.
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 Bye-bye.
Okay, teacher. Bye.
Okay, thank you for your participation. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Happy day.
You too.